Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to be here today to discuss a very important topic. Today, we'll be exploring the Burnout Boom Cycle, understanding toxic work culture in startups. This presentation is all about why understanding these patterns is crucial for students, faculty, and industry stakeholders alike. Throughout our time together, we'll look at how recognizing these issues can help prevent burnout, improve retention, and support the development of sustainable startup ecosystems. So, let's dive in and explore why this knowledge is essential for anyone entering or studying the startup world. Let's talk about the environment in which many startups currently operate. It's become highly competitive, which unfortunately often leads to unhealthy practices. For instance, deadlines are frequently unrealistic, driven by investor expectations that put immense pressure on teams. This pressure results in employees working excessively long hours, sometimes 70 to 80 hours a week. Now, these issues are rooted in deeper problems. We're seeing mental health concerns escalate among young professionals, which is a serious warning sign. Employee burnout is reaching crisis levels across the tech sector, and in India, startups are experiencing unprecedented turnover rates. All of these factors highlight a growing problem. This isn't just about individual stress, it's about the sustainability of the startup ecosystem itself. That's why this research matters. Understanding these challenges is essential if we want to find solutions and foster healthier, more sustainable growth. Let's talk about how employees often end up bearing the true cost of organizational dysfunction. When leadership gaps emerge, they can create a toxic work environment that affects everyone. This isn't just about management styles, it's a cascade of impacts that ripple through the company. For example, when leaders make ad hoc decisions instead of following systematic processes, chaos can become the norm. That's what we call a culture by default. Over time, this chaotic environment becomes normalized, making it harder to break free from ineffective patterns. It's also important to recognize that technical brilliance alone doesn't guarantee good management. Many first-time founders, despite their expertise, often lack formal management training, which exacerbates the leadership gap. All of these factors highlight a common challenge, the founder's challenge, where the leadership gap directly impacts the organization's health and growth. Addressing this gap is crucial because, ultimately, strong leadership is the backbone of a resilient, high-performing company. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the breaking points and decision triggers that influence talent exits in startups versus corporates. First, attrition patterns reveal that startups often see higher turnover rates, which can be driven by the fast-paced, uncertain environment. This rapid change impacts creative problem-solving and innovation, because when key team members leave unexpectedly, it disrupts momentum and reduces the diversity of ideas. Next, the level of psychological safety in startup environments plays a crucial role. If team members don't feel safe to voice their ideas or concerns, it stifles innovation and hampers growth. Moving on, the innovation climate itself is shaped by whether a company prioritizes short-term gains over long-term sustainability. Focusing only on quick wins can undermine the development of a solid, innovative foundation. We also see a strong connection between toxic culture and actual output. A toxic environment can lead to burnout, disengagement, and ultimately lower productivity. This creates what we call the productivity paradox. Sometimes, the pressure to deliver results quickly actually hampers overall performance. Team size and how fast the team is growing also matter. Rapid growth can strain resources and communication, while investor pressure and funding timelines often push teams to deliver results under tight deadlines. Finally, founder personality traits and leadership styles set the tone for the entire organization. Strong, adaptable leadership can foster a healthy culture, whereas poor leadership can accelerate talent exits. All these factors are interconnected and highlight why understanding these decision triggers is so vital for sustaining innovation and talent retention in startups. Let's delve into some of the key challenges that arise during rapid scaling. One of the main issues is role ambiguity, where team members are often unsure of their responsibilities, which can lead to confusion and frustration. At the same time, insufficient processes can put a lot of strain on workplace relationships, making collaboration more difficult than it should be. Moving on to team dynamics. When growth targets are aggressive and milestones seem unrealistic, it creates a constant pressure that pushes teams beyond their limits. This relentless scrutiny can erode morale and hinder sustainable progress. Now, consider the influence of investor pressure. Sometimes, this leads to narcissistic tendencies and control issues within leadership, which can foster a lack of empathy. These traits significantly shape the organizational culture, often in ways that are not healthy or conducive to long-term success. Lastly, understanding the founder's personality is crucial. It's important to recognize how certain traits and behaviors can act as drivers of a toxic culture. By understanding these underlying drivers, we can better address and mitigate the negative effects on the organization as a whole. All these factors are interconnected and highlight why managing leadership and culture is so vital during periods of rapid growth. Building a comprehensive understanding of our culture is crucial, so we connect culture data with key outcomes like attrition, engagement, and innovation. This means not just gathering data, but integrating it in a way that reveals meaningful insights. We use statistical correlation to link cultural factors with these important metrics, helping us identify what really drives success or challenges within the organization. To ensure accuracy, we employ validated instruments that can rate the levels of toxicity within the culture, giving us a clear measure of the environment employees are experiencing. On the quantitative side, we aim to identify patterns, themes, and cultural indicators that can point to underlying issues or strengths. For a deeper understanding, we utilize the Gioia methodology, which allows us to conduct rigorous qualitative research. This approach helps us capture authentic experiences and unfiltered perspectives from those involved. Our thematic analysis brings these insights together, revealing the core themes that define the culture. We've engaged 50 participants, a mix of former and current startup employees, to ensure a diverse range of viewpoints. Finally, through deep interviews, we gather detailed, nuanced insights that enrich our understanding, all as part of this multi-pronged research methodology. This approach ensures we're not only looking at the numbers, but also understanding the human stories behind them, which ultimately helps us create a healthier, more productive culture. So I made the switch from a corporate environment to a startup, hopping for more growth opportunities. But what I found was quite different: chaos everywhere, unclear expectations, and a constant state of firefighting. It was like trying to build something in a storm with no clear directions. And on top of that, there was no psychological safety. You couldn't really raise concerns or speak up without fear of being seen as disloyal. Disagreement was often viewed as a betrayal, which made honest communication really difficult. As a result, innovation suffered because people were afraid to challenge the status quo or suggest new ideas. There was also this expectation to work weekends without question. This idea of hustle culture meant sacrificing your health, your relationships, even your sanity, just to keep up or prove you're committed. All of these factors add up to a significant human cost. It's not just about the workload, it's about what employees experience emotionally and mentally in these environments. And that's a critical piece of the broader conversation on workplace culture and its impact on well-being. Now, moving on to our policy recommendations, we've developed a comprehensive founder toolkit designed specifically to foster a healthy culture within startups. This toolkit is backed by a detailed research report that covers all the key insights we've gathered. The deliverables from this project include actionable insights for founders, helping them implement practical steps to improve their organizational culture. We've also created correlation models that link different cultural factors to overall company performance, giving us a clearer understanding of what drives success. Additionally, we validated a toxicity measurement framework, which allows us to objectively assess and monitor the health of the workplace environment over time. When it comes to research outcomes, we've used a mix of qualitative, quantitative, and correlational analysis methods. This multifaceted approach ensures a well-rounded understanding of the complex relationship between culture and performance. Our focus areas include insights from both current startup workers and ex-employees, giving us a broad perspective on the cultural dynamics at play. We conducted interviews with about 50 participants, which provided rich data to inform our findings. Finally, our key research metrics are designed to capture the essential drivers of productivity, safety, and attrition, all critical components that influence a startup's long-term success. This comprehensive approach aims to equip founders with the tools and insights they need to cultivate a thriving, healthy culture. Let's talk about the broader impact we're aiming for with this cultural transformation across the industry. First, in the immediate term, our goal is to build better workplaces. This means creating environments where employees feel valued, supported, and motivated from day one. Moving into the medium term, we'll see an increase in awareness of toxic patterns that may have previously gone unnoticed or unaddressed. As this awareness grows, founders will gain access to frameworks and tools that help foster healthier, more sustainable work environments. And looking further out, in the long term, we expect this to lead to a truly sustainable startup ecosystem. This means not just surviving, but thriving, where innovation flourishes because teams feel psychologically safe, and employee retention rates improve because people want to stay and grow within these healthier cultures. Overall, these steps are interconnected. Improving the workplace now sets the foundation for a more resilient, innovative, and sustainable industry in the future. The future of Indian startups really hinges on breaking this burnout boom cycle we've seen so often. We need to build organizations where both people and businesses can truly thrive. When we adopt sustainable practices, it benefits the entire startup community and the broader economy too. Creating an ecosystem that encourages psychological safety is crucial because it fosters creativity and risk-taking. When people feel safe to share ideas without fear of judgment, breakthrough innovations happen more frequently. This leads to more innovation across the board, which is essential for growth and competitiveness. Plus, by focusing on sustainability, we see lower attrition rates. That means a stronger employer brand and better talent attraction because people want to work in environments that value their well-being. Better retention comes naturally when burnout is reduced and well-being is prioritized. Sustainable work practices lead to healthier teams, which are more productive and motivated in the long run. Ultimately, building these kinds of organizations creates sustainable success that's resilient, inclusive, and beneficial for everyone involved. That's the path forward for Indian startups to truly flourish.